The best way to answer situational interview questions is by using the STAR method, which stands for situation, task, action, and result. Here's a breakdown. Situation. Start by describing the context or background of the scenario. Keep it concise but clear enough to set the stage for your answer. Task. Explain what your responsibility was in that situation. Focus on what you needed to accomplish or the challenge you faced. Action. Detail the specific steps you took to address the situation. This is the most important part, so focus on your actions rather than the actions of others. And finally, result. Conclude by explaining the outcome. Highlight the positive results of your actions and, if applicable, mention what you learned from the experience. Following this structure will make your answers clear, focused, and showcase your problem-solving abilities. To help you prepare, here are 13 situational interview questions. For each one, I'll highlight key points to include in your response, followed by a complete sample answer structured using the STAR method. Let's get started. Question number 1. Describe a time when you had to deal with a difficult patient or customer. How did you handle it? To answer this question effectively, demonstrate your communication skills, empathy, and problem-solving abilities. Highlight how you remained calm under pressure, listen to the concerns, and work toward a solution that met the needs of both the customer and the company. Use the STAR method to ensure your response is structured and thorough. Here's a sample answer using the STAR method. Situation. At my previous job in retail, a customer came in very upset about a delayed order. They were frustrated because the item was for an event the next day, and the delay meant they would not receive it in time. Task. My task was to calm the customer, understand their issue, and find a solution to make them feel heard and satisfied while maintaining company policy on order delays. Action. I first listened to the customer attentively, allowing them to express their frustration fully. I apologized for the inconvenience and assured them I would do my best to help. I then checked our inventory and found a similar item in stock. I offered them a discount on the in-stock item or the option of expedited shipping for free on their next order. This gave them alternatives while showing we valued their business. And finally, result. The customer appreciated the personalized attention and chose the in-stock item with the discount. They left the store satisfied and thanked me for my help. The situation turned a potential complaint into a positive experience, and the customer continued to shop with us in the future. Question number 2. Can you give an example of a time when you had to work under pressure to meet a tight deadline? When answering a question about working under pressure, it's important to demonstrate your ability to stay calm, prioritize tasks, and deliver results even in challenging situations. Use the STAR method to illustrate how you thrive in fast-paced environments and can manage stress effectively. Here's a sample answer using the STAR method. Situation. At my previous job, we had a large client presentation scheduled. Unfortunately, just 3 days before the deadline, the client requested significant changes to the project. Task. My responsibility was coordinating the team and ensuring the presentation was updated with the client's new requirements while meeting the original deadline. Action. I immediately prioritized the most critical updates and delegated tasks to each team member based on their strengths. To maintain focus, I set mini deadlines and conducted regular check-ins to ensure everyone stayed on track. I also worked late hours alongside the team to address any last-minute issues. And finally, result. Despite the tight deadline, we delivered the updated presentation on time. The client was impressed with our quick turnaround, which strengthened our relationship and led to additional projects in the future. This experience enhanced my ability to manage pressure and coordinate team efforts efficiently. Question number 3. Tell me about a situation where you had to collaborate with a difficult team member. How did you manage the situation? When answering a situational question about working with a difficult team member, focus on demonstrating your ability to stay professional, communicate effectively, and resolve conflicts. Show that you can handle challenges diplomatically, keeping the team's goals in mind. Here's a sample answer using the STAR method. Situation. I was once part of a team responsible for delivering a marketing campaign on a tight deadline. One of my team members, who was in charge of content creation, frequently missed deadlines, which caused delays in other areas of the project. Task. As the project coordinator, I was responsible for ensuring that all team members stayed on track to meet the campaign deadline. I needed to address this issue without causing further friction and ensure we delivered the project on time. Action. I first approached the team member privately to discuss the situation. I focused on understanding their challenges and offered support by suggesting we adjust timelines for specific tasks. I also arranged regular check-ins to monitor progress. I offered to collaborate more closely on certain aspects to ease their workload. During team meetings, I maintained a positive atmosphere and emphasized the importance of our shared goals. And finally, result. By addressing the issue calmly and offering solutions, the team member became more engaged and we got the project back on track. We completed the campaign on time and the overall team dynamic improved due to open communication and collaboration. Question number 4. Describe a time when you had to go above and beyond for a patient, customer, or colleague. To answer this question, focus on a specific situation where you took extra steps to provide exceptional support or service to someone. Choose an example highlighting your willingness to help and ability to exceed expectations. Here's a sample answer using the STAR method. Situation. At my previous job as a customer service representative at a retail store, I encountered a customer who needed help finding a specific product that was out of stock at our location. The customer needed the item urgently for an event the following day. Task. My responsibility was to ensure the customer received the product in time despite being unavailable in our store. I wanted to go beyond just informing them it was out of stock. Action. I checked our inventory system and found the item at another store 50 miles away. I called that store to reserve the product and arranged for it to be delivered overnight to our location. I informed the customer that they could pick it up the next morning. I also kept them updated throughout the process to reassure them. And finally, result. The customer appreciated my efforts and received the product in time for their event. They even left positive feedback with my manager, praising the extra steps I took to help them. This experience strengthened my problem-solving skills and commitment to excellent customer service. Question number 5. Give an example of a time when you faced an unexpected obstacle in a project. How did you overcome it? It's important to clearly explain your challenge, your specific role in addressing it, and the steps you took to overcome it. The key is to highlight your problem-solving skills, adaptability, and ability to stay calm under pressure. Use the STAR method to structure your response, ensuring you explain each step logically, leading to a positive outcome. Here's a sample answer using the STAR method. Situation. We were once in the final stages of launching a new software system for a client when we encountered a significant obstacle. Just 2 days before the launch, a critical component of the software malfunctioned, causing system crashes. Task. As the project lead, I was responsible for ensuring that the project stayed on schedule while addressing this unexpected technical issue. The client was counting on us to meet the deadline, and failure was not an option. Action. I immediately gathered the development and IT teams for an emergency meeting to diagnose the problem. We worked together to identify the root cause of the malfunction. I also communicated transparently with the client, updating them on the situation and offering a contingency plan in case the issue wasn't resolved on time. After several hours of troubleshooting, we developed a temporary patch to stabilize the system while the final fix was implemented. And finally, result. Thanks to the collaborative effort and clear communication, we resolved the issue in time for the scheduled launch. The project went live without further delays, and the client was satisfied with our responsiveness and problem-solving approach. The experience reinforced the importance of quick thinking and teamwork in overcoming unexpected challenges. Question number 6. Tell me about a time when you had to make a tough decision with limited information. To answer this situational interview question, focus on demonstrating your decision-making and problem-solving skills. Clearly outline a situation where you had to act quickly, even though all the facts weren't available. Emphasize how you analyzed the situation, took initiative, and ensured a positive outcome despite the uncertainty. Here's a sample answer using the STAR method. Situation. Once, while launching a new marketing campaign, our primary data source went down one day before the scheduled launch. This left us with limited information about target customer preferences, making it difficult to proceed as planned. Task. I was tasked with deciding whether to proceed with the campaign using incomplete data or delaying the launch, risking missed deadlines and budget overruns. Action. I quickly gathered data, consulted with my team for their input, and analyzed past campaign performance as a reference point. Based on this information, I adjusted our targeting strategy slightly and moved forward with the launch to avoid delays. I also communicated transparently with stakeholders about the decision and its reasoning. And finally, result. The campaign launched on time, and despite the incomplete data, it performed better than expected, achieving 85% of our projected goals in the first week. My decision ensured we met our deadline and kept within the budget. The team adjusted strategies as more data became available. Now, before we continue, check out these awesome videos. I have posted the links to them in the description below. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel for more great videos posted every single week. Question number 7. Describe a situation where you had to adapt quickly to a change at work. When responding to this question, focus on demonstrating your ability to stay flexible and maintain productivity when faced with unexpected changes. Employers want to see that you can adapt under pressure without losing focus or effectiveness. Here's a sample answer using the STAR method. Situation. One time, we were in the final stages of preparing for a major product launch. The company changed the product's key features 2 days before the scheduled launch based on last-minute customer feedback. Task. My task was to quickly adapt the launch materials, update our marketing campaign, and communicate the changes to the sales team without delaying the launch. Action. I immediately coordinated a meeting with the marketing, sales, and product development teams to discuss the necessary adjustments. I revised the marketing content, ensuring the new product features were highlighted, and worked with the designers to update promotional materials. I also provided the sales team with updated talking points. I organized a quick training session to prepare them for the new product changes. And finally, result. Despite the last-minute change, we launched the product on time, and the new features were well received by both the sales team and customers. The launch exceeded expectations, resulting in a 15% higher initial sales rate than projected. Question number 8. Can you provide an example of a time when you disagreed with a supervisor or colleague? How did you resolve it? When answering this question, it's important to remain professional and focus on how you handled the disagreement constructively. Highlight your ability to communicate effectively, compromise, and maintain a positive relationship despite disagreements. Here's a sample answer using the STAR method. Situation. When working in retail, I disagreed with my supervisor about organizing the backstock area. My supervisor wanted to continue using a manual tracking system for inventory, which I found inefficient and time-consuming. Task. My task was to ensure that the inventory was organized and tracked accurately while meeting the daily operational targets. However, implementing an automated system could improve overall efficiency and reduce errors. Action. Instead of directly opposing my supervisor's decision, I gathered data to support my suggestion. I presented the benefits of the automated system, showing how it would reduce time spent on manual input and minimize errors. I also proposed a small-scale trial to demonstrate its effectiveness. During the discussion, I actively listened to my supervisor's concerns and provided solutions that addressed them. And finally, result. After reviewing the data and seeing the trial's success, my supervisor agreed to implement the system across the department. The new system improved our inventory accuracy by 20%. It saved hours of work each week, leading to more efficient operations and better time management for the entire team. Question number 9. Tell me about a time when you had to manage multiple tasks with competing deadlines. How did you prioritize? When answering a question about managing multiple tasks with competing deadlines, it's important to show your organizational and time management skills. Emphasize how you assess the urgency and importance of each task, delegate when necessary, and stay focused on achieving the best possible outcome. Describe your strategies to remain efficient and ensure deadlines were met. Here's a sample answer using the STAR method. In this example, we'll use marketing assistant as the job role. Situation. In my previous role as a marketing assistant, I coordinated a product launch while simultaneously managing our social media campaigns and preparing a presentation for an upcoming client meeting. Each project had competing deadlines, all due within the same week. Task. My task was to ensure that the product launch, social media content, and client presentation were all completed on time without compromising quality. Action. To manage everything, I first evaluated each task's urgency and impact. I determined that the product launch was the top priority, as it had a strict deadline and significant company visibility. I blocked off time for key launch activities and then scheduled time slots for social media and presentation preparation. I also delegated routine social media tasks to a colleague, ensuring I could focus on more complex work. And finally, result. As a result, the product launch was executed flawlessly. The social media content was posted on schedule and the client presentation was completed in advance. My manager praised my ability to juggle multiple tasks effectively, and the team met all deadlines without any issues. Question number 10. Describe a time when you had to implement a new process or idea. How did you ensure its success? When answering this question, clearly describe a real-life example demonstrating problem-solving and implementation skills. Focus on providing details about the context of the situation, the challenges involved, the specific actions you took, and the positive outcome that resulted. This structure ensures a concise and effective response that highlights your abilities. Here's a sample answer using the STAR method. Situation. One time, a company I worked for decided to implement new software to improve the tracking of customer inquiries. The current system was outdated, and the new software promised to reduce response times and improve customer satisfaction. However, some team members resisted the change as they were comfortable with the old system. Task. I was responsible for leading the transition to the new software and ensuring that all team members adapted to it smoothly without impacting our productivity or the quality of our customer service. Action. I started by organizing training sessions to ensure everyone understood the benefits and functionality of the new software. I created a step-by-step guide to make the transition easier and held weekly check-ins to address concerns. I then identified key team members who adapted quickly and asked them to serve as peer mentors for others who were struggling. I also set up a feedback mechanism so team members could report any issues or suggest improvements, which helped them feel more involved. And finally, result. Within 2 months, the team fully transitioned to the new software, and we saw a 20% reduction in response times and a significant increase in customer satisfaction scores. The feedback from the team was positive, with many expressing that they found the new system easier to navigate after the initial learning phase. Question number 11. Describe a time when you had to motivate others to achieve a challenging goal. Focus on clearly explaining the situation, your role, the steps you took to motivate others, and the outcome. Use the STAR method to provide a structured and impactful response, ensuring your actions highlight your leadership and motivational skills. Here's a sample answer using the STAR method. Situation. Once our team was tasked with launching a major campaign in just 2 weeks, much shorter than our usual timelines, several team members felt overwhelmed by the tight deadline. Task. My responsibility was to help the team manage their workload effectively, keep morale high, and ensure everyone stayed motivated despite the time pressure. Action. I called a team meeting to discuss the challenges and concerns openly. Then I broke down the larger project into smaller, more manageable tasks and assigned each team member specific responsibilities based on their strengths. I also set short-term milestones to give us all a sense of progress and achievement. To keep spirits up, I regularly checked in with team members, provided encouragement, and celebrated small wins. And finally, result. By creating a clear plan and maintaining a positive atmosphere, the team stayed motivated and focused. We completed the project on time and exceeded expectations, with the campaign achieving a 15% higher engagement rate than projected. Question number 12. Can you share an experience where you made a mistake at work and how you handled it? When answering this question, it's important to show accountability and a willingness to learn from your mistakes. Focus on the steps you took to correct the situation and what you learned from the experience. Avoid blaming others and highlight the positive outcomes or improvements that resulted from the mistake. Here's a sample answer using the STAR method. Situation. At my previous job, I was responsible for organizing a key client presentation. Due to a scheduling miscommunication, I mistakenly sent out the wrong meeting time to all participants, causing confusion and delays. Task. My immediate task was to fix the scheduling issue and ensure that the presentation still happened with minimal impact on the client's perception of our professionalism. Action. As soon as I realized the mistake, I sent an urgent correction email with the correct meeting time. I personally called the client and key team members to apologize and confirm their availability. I also worked with the team to reschedule the meeting for later that day to minimize disruption. Additionally, I reviewed our scheduling process and implemented a double-check system for future communications. And finally, result. The presentation was rescheduled smoothly and the client appreciated the proactive communication. From that mistake, I improved my organizational skills and learned to always double-check critical information before sending it out. This adjustment helped prevent similar issues in the future. And finally, question number 13. Give an example of a time when you received constructive feedback. How did you apply it? When answering the question, describe a relevant situation where you received feedback, explaining the task or responsibility you were handling. Then, detail the specific actions you took to apply the feedback. Finally, conclude with the result of your efforts and how the feedback helped improve your work or skill set. Be concise and focus on how the feedback led to a positive outcome. Here's a sample answer using the STAR method. Situation. While working as a customer service representative at a retail store, I received feedback from my manager about my interactions with customers. Although I handled inquiries well, she mentioned that I could improve my active listening skills to ensure customers felt fully heard and valued. Task. My goal was to enhance my customer interaction skills by applying the feedback to better connect with customers and provide more tailored assistance. Action. I started by consciously focusing on listening more intently during customer interactions, ensuring I wasn't just thinking about the solution while they were talking. I used reflective listening techniques, paraphrasing what the customer said to confirm understanding before offering solutions. Additionally, I paid attention to my body language to convey attentiveness. And finally, result. As a result, customer satisfaction ratings in my performance reviews improved significantly over the next few months. My manager also praised my progress, noting that customers appeared more at ease and satisfied with the service. The feedback helped me become a better communicator and strengthened my ability to address customer concerns effectively. If you want to learn more on how to land jobs and reach your career goals, don't forget to hit that subscribe and bell notification button to get new videos every single week. Also, don't forget to hit that like button because that motivates me to keep doing what I do. Stay safe, keep smiling, and good luck.